the time. People worry and they lose their minds. All you really gotta do is let go, let go, let go. You miss your home, you miss your family. It's harder than it used to be. Time moves so fast but you feel so slow. And you can't let go, let go, let go. Every day you're wondering when that shiny day is coming. But for now you just stand in the rain. And you can't let go, let go, let go. People worry all the time. People worry and they lose their minds. All you really gotta do is let go, let go. It's heartaches and memories, reflections of what used to be. You're wasting time, just step back and rewind and let go, let go, let go.
All right, let's see. Let's see if all the buttons are pushed. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay. All buttons. All buttons. Okay, what do we got? Over on Theta, Scorpion, Solid Gold. Bantanic, what's up? Ocean Dawn. Sekmek, yeah. Pabcare, Megapack, what's up? Let's see, over on YouTube, Nara, Aces, Scott. What up, Scott? Scorpion, Biotech Breakout, Dobry Utro, Kagila, Edwin Sio Hiroshima. Buenos dias, comment estás? Joe? Bonjour, Lee. Je pense que le ton se trouve bien maintenant parce que Cardano, c'est pour le noob. Pour les noobs. Yeah. Todd, what's up? Biotech Breakout. Yeah. Cardano doing pretty good. And we're still not even there yet. We're not even to the good stuff yet. Demayan, what's up? Puilu, Paradis, good morning. Cassandra, what's up? P. Kelly, Johnny Midas, who never lives in the same place, apparently for more than about 2 minutes. So good for him. Nesh, what up, buddy? Crypto for Life, Ella Paul, Expat Matt. Oh, Cassandra again. Let me see. For anybody that likes that music I play, the only music I play other than this is from my buddy's band Lycipia. You guys ought to go check them out. They're pretty awesome. They're super awesome in like live. Anyway, Expat Matt, Ella Paul, good to see you. Japa, I get that a lot. What up? Adam, Texan _stakes. You guys got to get this right. Everybody's like, I can't find the pool. Texan _stakes. Adam, put it in the chat if you can, so people can find your pool, so they can get paid fat. Phil, what's up? Much wow. Yep, it is much wow. But I'm going to tell you about the next much wow. I'm going to give you some roadmaps for tokens, only one of which even exists right now, all under Singularity Net, and you'll see why AGIX is badass. So we're going to talk about that today. We're going to do nothing but roadmaps today. Well, we'll talk a little price, but mostly roadmaps. Hootie, Solid Gold, Belinda Cook, what up? And I'm not going to say, oh, if you guys have been listening to me, you've made all this money. There it is. There it is. I will say this, though. If you've been paying attention, you've made a lot of currency units. Do your own research, man. And decide when you feel comfortable pulling the trigger. It's all on you. I was having lunch with somebody, one of our listeners. We had lunch a few days ago, and we were talking about just all the things that are going on. And, you know, this person was like, yeah, thanks, man. I was like, well, You pulled the trigger. You were the one who actually did it. Look, when you see these portfolio kind of things and we talk about them and I tell you, oh, I like this one, I like it. That's because I own them. I like it, so I bought it. When I say I'm not really interested in this one or this one's losing favor, it's because I'm selling it, because I don't like it. That doesn't mean it will go up or go down. It just means one rando person, do or don't like these different stuff. But you've still got to be the one to pull the trigger at night and sleep with it. What you can't do is leverage someone else, and then when things go wrong, you're like, oh man, they told me the wrong thing. No, dummy, you did the wrong thing. The wrong thing is anything you're not comfortable with or buying stuff you don't understand. As long as you understand what you're buying and you believe in it, what do you care about the little momentary price vacillations? They mean nothing. It means nothing. Spirella, good to see you. Brady, what up? Steve. Michael Murphy, cross the pond. Matic not mooned on Coinbase News. Matic is a kind of a layer 1.5. It's not quite its own thing yet. Professor XRP, what up? It's not quite its own thing yet. So yeah. 5x. Ooh, nice. 5x. God, think about that. 500%. Woo! That's money, bro. Jasnock, what's up? Okay, so let's do this. Let's go to our non-commercial break. One day we're going to get a sponsor. One day in the future, we will have our own sponsor, and we will make currency units like you can't even imagine. Maybe even like $100 a day. Are you using the Vortex algo? No, what I do is I look at Vortex every day. I just kind of look at it and I say, it'll point me in the direction of a couple of things. And then I'll go look them up. I'll read a little bit of the white paper and see if there's not more than one Russian involved. All the basics, make sure they're not attached to Solana in any way, shape, or form, not attached to FTX exchange or Binance. If it's a BNB or an FTX thing, I'm out. I'm out. Now, even though I'm not a hater, I'm not an Sam Bankman hater anymore, because he's starting to finally invest in the actual space. Instead of buying stupid naming rights, he's actually now. Is he investing because he wants Ledger, they bought Ledger X? Is he doing it because he wants Ledger S to succeed? No. He's trying to get derivatives on his garbage exchange. So this is his end around. We don't love FTX. We just don't not like them. Remember, they still have to perform, and they still have to do good by the industry. If they do good by the industry, we do like them. And so we're not a hater. I'm just going to say we're the jury is out, but we're no longer, he's no longer Sam Fried Chicken. He has a name. The one with no name and curly hair now has a name. We will call him Sam until further notice. He may be Fried Chicken, or he may be Sam the Man. We don't know yet. But we know who is the man, Dr. Ben Gortzel, and all the things that are happening under. And the answer is yes, Steve. Steve, the answer is yes. Yes, the answer is yes, both. Fetch and AGIX. You can't choose one or the other. You kind of have to choose both. Now, I think a greater comparison is probably, it gets tricky, but Fetch, the way I look at it, one of their main propositions, and we'll get to this a little bit more, is these autonomous economic agents doing all these little kind of what seem to be nominal things, but will get more complicated. And SDAO, Singularity Dow, with their Dynasets. Those are kind of an apples to apples, but Fetch has a lot of similarities with AGIX as far as airdrops and new projects. Dr. Andrew in the house. So Fetch and AGIX are kind of the two leaders in the AI space as far as digital assets. Right now, monetarily, seems to be a lot more promise in AGIX just because of all of the projects they're shepherding underneath them. However, you have similar going on with Fetch. So I'm not Fetch and AGIX. The answer is yes. You probably, if you want to have a a meaningful exposure to AI, which I think is probably the investment life raft that most people don't. When everybody's like, I miss Bitcoin, I miss Cardano, I missed all these things. Because look, even if Cardano goes, which I think it will, well past $10 this year, okay, and I'm not telling anybody get it for your quick 3x. I'm just saying I think Cardano probably surpasses $10 this year. I think it probably surpasses $4 this month, September, by the end of September. But that's neither here nor there. I don't really care if it goes up, down, sideways. I'm just collecting yield. I'm just grabbing staking rewards and stockpiling because when they make a meaningful move into Africa. But AI is the space that's, listen, all the best AI assets other than Singularity Dow, which is rocketed to close to $4. Everything else is still inexpensive. It's not cheap. It's inexpensive. If you're one of these, oh, I don't want to pay too much for a token thing, guys. So we'll get into that. But those tokens have been rocking right now. Yeah, Steve, I feel, and I've been saying this for a while, that, and matter of fact, a lot of you, I don't know if you guys remember Alexander Owens, but he and I do a lot of business together. We work together. We've been buddies forever. And so we were talking, and that's the one thing that we feel uncomfortable is that we feel uncomfortable that we don't have enough exposure into AI. And I have a lot of AI. I mean, like what some would say is a frightening amount of AI exposure, but relative to my portfolio, I don't think it's enough, because I think when we go in that direction, it's kind of like there's no looking back. Hootie, you're the man. All right. In Biotech Breakout, good to see you on both sides. All the way LA, also good to see you. Oh, let me put this out. For any of you that have small, okay, none of the big YouTubers or any of that kind of crap, they don't give a crap about us here, which is fine. For any of you guys that have smaller shows, if you want to do a co-show where we get on together and chat, I can make myself available, and Jerry, I'm sure, will make himself available. So I'm all about that because it's fun. And for those of you that have, we're going to be starting to do more stuff with guests on the other show, but that's not my show. I'm part of their thing over at Money Map. They tell me what we do. I don't tell them what their $2 billion company does. I'm just hired help. So on that one, but if you have a show, even if it's a small one, if you have more than 3 subscribers and you want to do a stream and you want to, me or Jerry or both of us, I'm going to offer Jerry services up to be on your show, then hit me up and we'll do it. That'll be fun. So yeah. Okay, let's go to our commercial, non-commercial break, and we'll be right back, and then we'll kind of get it started. Boop, beep, boop, boop. Okay, so we're back. We're back, people. Okay, let's go through prices really quick. I'm going to keep it quick because we don't want to dwell on this. It's kind of cool what's going on. Last night there was a bump, and it started with Ethereum, and then Bitcoin came in and started racing upward, and then here came Cardano. It poked. Well, so anyway, this is what's going on. You'll notice, remember, we have to back out Bitcoin's performance. Yeah, Ethereum fees. God, you said it, Nara. They suck. Okay, Bitcoin is at 49.6. It was up over 50K, kind of floating around there. My guess is it's going to be a very interesting weekend. And I don't really know which way it goes, but I think that there's a lot of positive enthusiasm tomorrow. I think 600 or $455 million. I think it's $655 million worth of options expire. These options expiries don't ever mean anything, so don't get caught up in all that hubbub. It's just noise. But some people care. Anyway, so we'll see. So Bitcoin floating around 50K is good. Bitcoin above 50K, I think it's good for people that $50,000 means a lot psychologically to a lot of people. And you're starting to get the predictions coming out for, 100,000, 200,000, up to a $400,000 Bitcoin by March of next year. I don't know why March is magical. It's just, that's what they say. All of these opinions are farcical until they're not. Right? They're nonsense until they're not. Ethereum, it's got a lot of problems, but apparently price is not one of them. So they're up 5.4. So what Ethereum's up 1 point, right? Because you got to back out Bitcoin's performance because Bitcoin is the ocean. All the other tokens are the boat, right? So if 4.5 of it is Bitcoin, then Ethereum's up, 1-ish. You could also say, I think the way we've said it's the best way to look at it. I think you back out Bitcoin. Some other people were like, no, because Bitcoin, all the trading pairs with Tether. I think Tether and USDC, yes, that's starting to happen more. And if I got some really good metrics about the most liquid or solvent trading pairs, and we could see that it's really starting to migrate more to stable coins, cool. But right now, Bitcoin is the water. It is what it is until stable coins become the ocean, which that's possible. All right, so Ethereum 37.58, cool. Cardano, it's actually underperforming a little bit, and you're just like, what are you talking about? Well, it's underperforming if we look at the performance, the last week's performance. Now, if you took this number yesterday, well, then Cardano's, like smashing everyone right in the face, but because it got up to $3.12, so it did finally break through 3. And we don't even have smart contracts yet. We have them on testnet. We don't even have them on mainnet. We won't until the 12th is the event. So I believe that the Cardano Summit, the 24th or 25th of September this month, is a big effing deal. So you want to be probably paying attention to that. All right. Polkadot up 5%. Cool. So everything, let's just back out 5%. So everything's floating around. Cool. VeChain, no one knows why you should own it anymore, but there it is, up 20% on the week. Matic, underperforming. Filecoin, underperforming. Theta. Cosmos, breaking even. AR finally coming back down from like $67, $68. Look at those. 133% on the week, 436 on the month. Those are not organic. That move was not organic. That was a lot of excitement. A lot of show, not a lot of go. So yeah. Well, no one's playing. Let me not say no one, but Brandon, I don't think. I'm going to say this. No one. I'm going to make an absolute statement, which you should never do. No one is buying Ethereum as a hedge against Cardano because there's nothing to fail. There is no Cardano failure on the 12th. First of all, they're doing their rollover event on the 12th, so nothing's going to happen on the 12th other than they fire it off. It's not like there's a magical line in the sand anyone crosses and they're waiting to see if the building collapses. There is nothing to fail. What you would see is projects starting to emerge and utilize smart contracts on mainnet. And what are the first projects going to be? Well, they're either going to be things that were shepherded inside the Cardano Foundation, IOG, the Plutus Pioneers program, something like that, or companies that have been building with this ramp up, or like Singularity Net and stuff that are launching their functionality on Cardano, things like that. But any new projects that are not shepherded inside like the house, they're probably going to be pretty garbage because it's going to be like the early days of smart contracts on Ethereum, minus all the bad code, junior unaudited bullcrap. There's going to be crappy projects. There's going to be all. Don't go chasing everything that launches on Cardano. There's going to be a lot of spammy crap. And also, that's not a reflection of Cardano. Be very careful that when you see this spammy crap that you don't go, oh, Cardano sucks. No, crap sucks. What crap is crap, no matter what chain it's on. But yeah, I mean, expat Matt, I think that's a good statement. I've tried using other chains. BSC, Low Avalanche, FTM, Max Polygon. Glad they exist, but personally, I hope Cardano can be my final stop. There's going to be some degree of interoperability, but I just look at the teams and look at what they're doing. And if you look around at the teams, there's only 2 teams, if we're being honest, real teams. Ethereum's not a real team. It's a handful of developers. That's cool. And engineers and people that are rich. Okay, that's cool. They got the institutional money because the old rubes that came in, the Raoul Pals, the Novograts, they bought a bunch of Ethereum and they're pumping it to all of their old idiot friends that will listen. And I mean that. I mean that if you look at the average age of the people probably that rely on Raoul Pal, right, and company, or that rely on Novograts and company, it's probably people with at least a half century of years of rings around their tree, right? It's old people, and that's fine. Old people are great. I love old people. They make good ice cream. Their dentures are fantastic. But these are not early adopters. These were early investors who were rich, and they didn't put their whole fortune in the crypto. They put a tiny little drop, but their tiny little drop, because it was so early, became a big drop. Now, Raoul Pal was not early to crypto. He was early to see it. He didn't pull the trigger. He wasn't an early adopter. And when he finally did, he adopted just the first easiest thing, Bitcoin, and then Cardano. I mean, it's not Cardano. He won't even talk Cardano. They won't even speak about it. Either will Novograts. They won't mention the word. So anyway, but you look at the 2 actual teams creating in the crypto space. You could argue, see, I'm not going to be a hater. You could argue that Ripple, the company, they're definitely they're not building software in the space, but they're trying to shake hands and kiss babies and do all the right things to integrate some kind of digital asset solution. So I'm not a hater. All right. So what Ripple did, even if we don't like what a few of their executives, their behavior was, what Ripple did as a company is good for the space. They created the discussion with banks and financial institutions, even if the discussion ended up in them just going, ooh, well, we're not going to use Ripple because they're sketchy, but we will do exactly what they're doing with our own tech. It is the reality. So, okay, great. So this happens. And then the guys at IOG, Charles Hoskinson and the whole team behind IOG, Cardano Foundation, IOHK, they're building in the space. Nobody else is really doing anything meaningful, or they're doing it in such a quiet way that no one hears about it, or it's all pumpy, dumpy, spammy bullcrap. So it's okay. And also, it's okay that people be really smart at some things and maybe not subject matter experts in other things, right? It's like a triathlon. You could be a good runner or a good swimmer or a good biker. It doesn't make you good at all 3. Raoul Pal knows traditional markets. He knows macro. So while I don't like Raoul Pal, I respect him as a macro guy. He knows his stuff. He's an arrogant dick, and he knows nothing about crypto. Nothing. He just recites bullcrap that he reads and that his little underling creeps regurgitate, and then he regurgitates. There isn't a unique thought or idea in that whole GD basket of rubes in crypto. Now, I separate crypto because they are incredibly well spoken. They have a lot of good people. I mean, Real Vision, if you want to listen to really cool kind of intimate conversations with old school money guys, with hedge fund managers, with different people in the different traditional space, whether it's fixed income, or guys that short as like short traders, or traditional people that push money. They have a lot of really good analysts talks, like all that stuff's good. Ed Herman's one of my it's not Ed Herman, but Ed, I forget his last name. He's awesome. Okay, so there's a lot of good people at Real Vision. They're just not real good at crypto at all, period, full stop. So fine. You just got to be careful that these talking heads, they don't get into your head and they push you in the wrong direction. It's very easy to go in the wrong direction. And the thing is, if you miss this, well, is it going to be the end of the world? No. But when AGI gets here and self-driving cars fire the entire Uber workforce and all of these things happen, I mean, you know, you probably missed it. When the break happens, when the split in the road, the V in the road happens, are you prepared for a world where instead of being haves and have, it's haves and have everythings and have nothings? It's like, I don't know, man. Demian, if you're looking at my ticker prices for the prices of these assets, you are flawed, bro. The prices are right in front of you on the screen. All of this, those are the current prices. No, my little ticker doesn't update in real time. I'm not CNBC. This is a free YouTube show, bro. Okay, question. You advocate for people to get one Bitcoin. My portfolio has increased DCA all year enough to get one, but it means selling a lot of my other assets to get it. Well, Michael, when I say everybody should try to get one Bitcoin, that's over the time of your investing. What I don't mean is don't pick fruit before it's ripe. So if you have investments in the crypto space, it's crazy to say it, but if you haven't gotten a 10x or a 5x out of these investments, now lottery tickets are different, right? If it's a trade, it's a trade. But if you have investments and you haven't gotten the 10x out of them, don't start skimming. But at the end of the day, you got to do what makes your heart feel well, right? You got to sleep at night. And that's what will allow you to sleep at night. That's going to be different for each person. For me, I'm uncomfortable that I don't have AI exposure the way I feel like I need, because I think this is it. I think if we miss AI, that's it, isn't it? That's the last one. There may be little this, little that, but if we get to artificial general intelligence, that's the end of humanity chasing this stuff. You guys get that, right? Maybe I haven't put a fine enough point on it. When this happens, it's the end. It's the end of trading. It's the end of investing. It's the end of all of this, because robots will do it. It doesn't mean it's not going to happen. It's just the end of us participating in it. And it's the end of the opportunity. And when the fork in the road happens, basically where you are at that point, that's the end of it. You see all these silly movies where there's like a cloud city and there's like a long pipe and like people from the bottom that are living like basically quasi-dystopian war zone try to climb their way up, and then like some robot comes and like munches them and kicks them off. It's a metaphor for very likely what's happening. Go research the Apple game. We talked about it the other day, I think. The Apple game. Google AI Apple game if you want to see a haunting reality about what AI might mean for us. Anyway, let me finish up with our price discussion and let's get on to some cool AI stuff. Yeah, no, not this is the end. I'm going to be in a cloud city and an AI representation of me is going to be on a little sign saying that was the end. It's going to be past tense. That was the end, or you missed it. And it wouldn't be end, right? Aren't we supposed to misspell everything? It'll be Eden. It'll be Eden because nothing's spelled right in crypto, because I think that's cool. You know, the HODL thing was a mistake, right? It was a mistype. It was hold on for dear life. He never meant HODL as H-O. That was an accident. So Biddle, that's stupid. Anyway, yeah. Okay, so let's take a look. Matic, it's kind of underperforming. Let's get to the performers. Let me skip down by all this stuff. I don't care about Telcoin because let's face it, it's a very, very little real utility. It's a gambler's coin at this point. But you know, I don't know. It's $1 billion market cap seems high for a coin that has not very little use, utility, or adoption, right? They have 100 billion tokens. And you go, why? Are they going to take over Africa? Maybe. I don't know, man. Anyway, just be very careful about these assets. If you're making money, look for exits. NKN, I don't know. 1 billion tokens, I like that. But, oh, yeah, they have no value proposition. Oh, that pesky thing. Singularity Dow, $3.95, up 25% on the day, 110 on the week, 180 on the month, and the staking is like 22%. I think the unbonded staking, 20. Let me check. Let me check on this staking. Uniswap. What is the unbonded staking? The unbonded staking right now is paying, okay, 20.63%. That's so good. So this is a good question. So we're going to be talking about AI today. So let's look at some of the other AI tokens. There's a spammy Sam over here, Matrix AI, which was at 8.2 cents last week. I'm not saying I said take profit. I'm just saying we know what this token is. And if you're getting big booms in this token, again, tiny market cap, but a terrible, terrible project. Terrible platform, terrible mods, awful community. Like everything about it is bad. Everything about it is bad, but it does bounce up and down a lot. If you just want an AI token that you can play against the news cycles, that's probably the one. AGIX up 21.9%, basically 22% today. Back out Bitcoin 15, 91 on the week, 158 on the month. Dear God on his horse, what else do you need? So let's look. We're going to take a closer look at AGIX. We're going to look at some of their projects. I'm going to go through some of their different roadmaps. Some cool stuff coming. SDAO staking, where you stake it directly with Singularity Dow. Matter of fact, I will give you the website. Now, don't click a link or copy and paste. Just use this to find it, because remember, do not use links. Always you be responsible for to make sure you're not getting led astray. But I'm putting it in the comments there. app.singularitydow.ai. There should be it shouldn't be like AI.Russia or any of this old bull crap. Okay. So it's there. Okay. So just you take a look, huh? Yeah, man is awful. Dog snot. Okay. So here we are. Let's look at some roadmaps. Let's have some fun. So I'm going to throw some of these. Please address my question, please, Nick. If you don't, I didn't see your question, Steve. Let me look. Give me a second. Question. I've seen NFT staking coming to Fetch. I can't wrap my head around that. Thoughts? Well, it's the way I understand it with Fetch. It's not quite like you think. One of the things they're doing is you were bidding for slots. If you got a slot, you could create this little kind of algo. It would spit out artwork, and then it would sell the artwork. And if the artwork sold, you would get some of it. But it was AI making the artwork. And I saw one of the pieces, and it's really good. It's embarrassingly good. It's a robot, a very rudimentary algo, created better artwork on its first try than I will ever create in my entire life. So staking is leveraging that kind of what they're doing with their paint program and all that kind of stuff. At least that's the way I understand it. So there you go. Yeah, you didn't miss it. No, you haven't. No one has missed Singularity Dow. It's still very early. Look at the market cap, 84. Don't think of the price. The price doesn't mean anything. Answer in the comments do we care about price or percentage? Anyone? My peeps over here on the thetas. I'm buying up SDAO. Yeah, I think $5. You buy to $5. Hell, maybe you buy to $10. It's not even 100 million market cap, right? It's so tiny. And you get great staking rewards. And when Dynasets release, buy. Percentage. Yes, percentage. We don't care about that. Yeah, don't think about, I know, that's depressing. You think, oh, well, it was this, it was that. Well, you know what? Bitcoin was 30 cents. What's it now? 50,000. Is now Singularity Dow going to 50? I don't know. Is it going to 1,000? Is it going to 500? Well, how would we price these Dynasets? How do we even try? How do we price Fetch? We can't. All we can do is look at the addressable market, look at the market cap, and make some very base level inferences. And I think AGIX, the token, Fetch, and or Singularity Dow, 1, 2, or 3 of those tokens, one of them homies or all of them is going to be $100 token. I don't know which one. I'm going to have them all. I will buy them all. So let's see. I think, I just don't think anybody's missed it. Okay, let's look at some cool roadmappy stuff. I promised I shall deliver. Boom. Singularity Studio. You're like, Singularity Studio, what be this? And just so you know, we're on the Singularity Net platform. We're not, this isn't some rando crappy Twitter junk, dumpster trash. This is directly from Singularity Net. So this is a project that's coming. Singularity Studio Roadmap update. Let's go to some kind of new, cool, bam. Okay, Singularity Studio runs Singularity Net Partner program that strategically works with third-party AI service and data providers with the goal of successfully integrating them with the Singularity Net ecosystem. Think AGIX. All of this stuff is going to run on the back of AGIX. Okay, this will populate the Singularity Net marketplace with more services, making it more useful platform and creating network effects, as well as providing revenue-generating opportunities for Singularity Studio, Singularity Net, and other Singularity ecosystem companies. In 2021, they've been hard at work scaling the partnership program, and joint ventures have already been secured with 5 partners, more in the pipeline. Soft AI algorithms for financing, trading, and knowledge platform, SSC, blockchain plus AI for supply chains, partnering with Factor Chain and various Etherset, computer vision, and 3D, has nothing to do with Ethereum, and 3D cameras for safety and security solutions, SDK, right? SDK. Blockchain-enabled smartphone, including self-sovereign digital ID. Pure Technology, an AI-driven platform for digital market research, marketing, sales. Main focus of the program is to build Singularity Studio IP for intelligent assistants and digital twins to do a valuable new product line. This will be tokenized initiative, which will incentivize companies and individuals worldwide to train AI assistants. Think AI assistants, meaning humans go away. It is what it is. With their knowledge and skill set, and share that with the world via Singularity Net. Runs on Singularity Net. Runs on AGIX. Think about that. Runs on AGIX. Runs on AGIX. Get the goose, bro. If you never received airdrops of Singularity DAO, but you owned, well, you had to apply for them. But if you owned AGI, you had to apply for those airdrops. So, but there will be more. So do not worry. This is not a once and done thing. There can be all sorts of cool things. They disseminate the tokens in a relatively friendly way without too much stress. Okay, Singularity Studios played a strategic role in helping develop new True AGI initiative, which will be the focus of our update tomorrow. What day is this? What day is this? Okay, September. This is today. Okay, so when I'm giving you this stuff, it's today. It's up to date. This will be the focus of the update tomorrow. Singularity Studio continues to play a central role in the AI requirements for Grace, the nursing assistant persona from Awakening Health, as well as leading the efforts around Grace's go-to-market strategy and preparing for the 2022 launch. Tune in tomorrow for an update, True AGI. In the meantime, okay, so here's all these updates. So let's look. Oh, God, that looks cool. All this stuff looks cool. All right. Next, Singularity Dow Roadmap. So let's talk about SDAO. Since Nara, you brought it up, let's talk about it. Singularity Dow Roadmap, mid-2021 progress report. And this is about 6 days ago. Singularity Dow is the first DeFi project that uses sophisticated machine learning in token markets, allowing AI to do the hard work of crypto asset management for you. Minimize your risk by distributing your holdings over collections of tokens and earning yield by putting your assets to work. Human and advanced AI-based digital asset managers will guard your holdings and optimize revenue. Now, to be fair, I will let you know that I provided some liquidity to test this out in the AGI USDT pair. It's not there yet. It's not been a great success. Now, this is not, they're talking about what they're going to be doing with Dynasets and all that. My experience with providing liquidity has been not a good one. I started with 48. Well, no, I'm not going to say what I started with. Let's just say I've suffered impermanent loss of a significant amount of AGIX. Let's just say that. And which has been converted to USDT. The problem is USDT is not going up in value. So basically it's been siphoning off the profits I would have held by just holding AGIX. and turning it into USDT, and I've lost the equivalent of about 10,000 AGIX. Gone. Like, don't exist anymore. Poof. Impermanent loss. I took the risk. It's on me. Okay. But that's not what Dynasets are. Dynasets are going to be managed. A liquidity pool, that's not really what they're referring to, at least not at this stage. Let's see. Even then, you may not have gotten your tokens. Yeah, I didn't get all the tokens in my airdrop either. So for those of you that missed the airdrop or think you got left behind, it's not just you. Like, we all have some issues because it isn't Singularity Dow. They're not the ones that handled the airdrop. They kind of had a consultant firm come do that, and that consultant firm didn't. Maybe they dropped the ball a little bit. It's not a reflection of Singularity Dow. It's certainly not a reflection of AGIX. It is what it is. All right. Singularity Dow's successful go-to-market. Singularity Dow is the first project that now has officially spun off, meaning that they've successfully completed their go-to-market strategy, which enables them to become independent from Singularity Net Foundation. In order to spread the governance of Dow, they organized a series of community airdrops, prioritizing the Singularity Net community with a giveaway of 5% of the total 100 million tokens, the biggest percentage of any project we've had, which was cool. Just they didn't quite nail it. But you know what? That's fine. I don't really care if they nail their airdrop. What I care about is if they nail their actual MVP, if they nail their product. I want their product to do good. No, Sade, no. Just find a coin, just find a coin that has cheaper exchange fees. That's all I would say. Okay, Singularity Dow successfully hit a series of milestones over the past few months. A successful community token offering, which is true. I made a mint on that went off without a hitch. Successful launch of the MVP on August 2nd, which features including a token swap, liquidity provision, which sucks, LP token farming, which sucks, and staking, which is good. The staking is really, really good. Go do the unbonded staking, means you don't have any kind of freeze or chill period. You're getting 22%, 20.5%, which is great. Anything above 6%, let's be honest, is freaking great. So stake away. On August 18th, bonded staking was added to the SDAO beta, allowing users to lock tokens to earn even greater rewards. Yes, but it got filled up. I didn't even get in the unbonded staking pool, but that thing's paying like 38% or 40%. It's something stupid. The successful launch has been a learning process for the Singularity Net family. Future token launches on the Singularity Net ecosystem, that's what they're talking about, the learning process. Yeah, there's been some faux pas. There've been some, they realized that the way they did the airdrop was it didn't quite work out, but they are addressing those issues. They certainly, the CEO, the guy that just came on board, he was like, I get it. It didn't go off without a hitch. And you know what? Cool. We'll fix it. And these guys are really good. So these are not dummies. It's just you can't do everything, right? You launch the token. You have a firm that says we handle all this stuff with an airdrop. You just give us this much. Okay, here, go do the airdrop. And then you can farm that out and you can focus on, building the future of artificial general intelligence and Dynasets, which is what they did. And the firm that handled the airdrop sucks. So it is what it is. Are they as bad as CoinList? No, because CoinList is sketchy, borderline criminal. So they're way better than CoinList. There was some technical faux pas. All right. Product feature timelines. Let me go all the way down because it's kind of cool, but Dynasets are dynamic collections of tokens that are actively managed by the Dynaset asset manager. Damn! Which can be a human, an AI, or a human-assisted AI. I'm going to be using it I'm going to be human-assisted by AI. I'm going to manage a small chunk of money in these Dynasets and see how it works and see if having the robots, which of course it's going to help me, to be able to back test data and do all sorts of things like that. I'm absolutely going to leverage this. So I'm kind of excited about it. First 3 Dynasets will be rolled out one by one. When the Dynasets are live, you'll be able to maximize profits on your Dynasets and get additional rewards in SDAO. Yes. With Dynasets, the platform's main functionality will be live and working, but will continue to evolve with Governance Portal Q4, which allows, I'm wondering if they're, anyway, never mind, which allows SDAO holders to be able to vote on important decisions that involve the platform or the composition of Dynasets. They're going to roll out more and more Dynasets. The first voting event on SDAO will be held later this year. Maybe that's what they meant by Q4. They're thinking Q4, they're going to release that. Here's some of the things you can expect during the rest of the year. Early September, listing of SDAO on Orion protocol, an aggregator of centralized and decentralized exchanges. I guess that's cool. Early September, SDAO will be listed on Bancor's decentralized exchange. Getting warmer. Mid-September, SDAO will launch the token bridge, allowing users to seamlessly move the tokens across Polygon, Matic, Binance, and Ethereum. That's a bigger deal. The Polygon bridge and the Ethereum bridge, that's probably a big deal. Like, pay attention kind of big deal. September, October, you'll be able to take part in a vote that will decide which stablecoin is used on the platform. We're aware that there are strong feelings about Tether and want the community to vote. My guess is it's going to be either USDC, or it's going to be the stablecoin that I think will come out of Cardano. Interesting. No, is it not interesting? This will also serve as a pilot for Singularity Dow voting mechanism, which will help us prepare for governance portal launch later this year, which I think is why the Q4 will see the first Dynaset released. This is a big deal. When is Q4? It's in a month, bro. It's not like far away. Q4 will see the first Dynasets released. Bitcoin and Ethereum are the obvious choice here, along with stable coins for those times when things look bearish. Cool. By the end of Q4, the second and third Dynasets will be released. Stay tuned to hear what's inside. I'm excited about those. You probably want to look at, I'm not telling you to do anything, but I am going to make sure that when I know what assets are going to be in those Dynasets, that I have some of those assets in my portfolio. What? Okay. Q4 Singularity Dow, we'll call it SDAO Launchpad debut is planned, which enables projects to distribute new tokens. Around the same time, the governance portal will go live. First community governance event will be held. 2022 AI agents, community chosen Dynasets, Cardano integration. Do you see this? Pay attention. AI agents, community chosen Dynasets, Cardano integration. So I know a lot of us were like, when, if, will they, could they, can't have it. Yes. Yes. And then to put a button on this, I'm going to spend about 2 more minutes talking about SDAO, and then we'll move on to the next one. Singularity Dow benefits benefits the other spinoffs. SDAO was conceived partly as a way to bring liquidity to low cap or early stage tokens. This is a way to kind of be like a VC in the AI space, right? In the same way that Fetch brought you Atomics, well, it's still bringing you Atomics and MetalX, and will bring you other tokens as their mainnet rolls out. That's the 15th, by the way, the Fetch event. We'll talk about that as we get closer. When the tokens are added to a Dynaset, more parties gain the opportunity to acquire tokens, and the visibility of the token is boosted. This is why I'm telling you I want to own what's in the Dynasets. Singularity Dow is partnering with NewNet. Remember, that's distributed, taking compute power, spreading it among everybody's dormant computing assets like old phones, computers, TVs, blah, blah, anything that has processors in it or hash power that could contribute to the network. It'll take the best. It'll look at all your devices. It'll look at all their kind of number crunching capabilities, and it will assign it the most likely efficient tasks to those devices, and you can monetize that. NewNet's dope. If it picks up steam, that thing's gonna be ridiculous. It's crowdsourcing compute power to Singularity Dow to run its AIs. Singularity Dow can provide DeFi services to NewNet. These little suckers work together. So you want to be, NewNet is dope. Did we talk about that the other day? Somebody, we were talking about, anyway, NewNet, definitely on my list. Rejuve, I don't know if they'll mention it here, but anyway, let's keep going. Depending on the timing of Singularity Dow's launchpad, it may be used for other SNet spinoffs, but regardless, it'll be an important tool that can support new quality crypto projects by helping them get liquidity and perhaps being added to Dynaset. I am creating a kind of a play, the way we should play these assets. It's not a 10X type thing. What you do is, well, this is what I did when I grabbed a quick story. When I grabbed hush, when it says spam, bro, don't even ring it. I don't know why if it says spam on your caller ID, why should it shouldn't even make a noise. It should just be like, meh, meh. Anyway, whatever. So I got into the SDAO pools, boop, boop. the minute I got my tokens, I immediately sold enough to cover my investment because the tokens came out on the market. I had to swap out of them, but I bought it at 20 cents. I was out at 93 cents, I think. So I sold enough tokens to offset my original investment. So house is money. Well, house's money can become Lambo money, right? And guess what? I'm not emotionally invested, so I can watch it grow. A lot of people started selling Singularity Dow at a 5X. $2 was the 10X. I'm now at a 20X on house's money, 20X on the house's money. And I think this thing has another, it could have 100X in it. I want you to think about this for a second. Some of these AI assets, we're not there yet. This is newer than new. This is like being in Bitcoin. I'm not saying specifically Singularity Dow, but the AI space. It is like investing in Bitcoin in 2010, where people are like, yeah, it's cool, I guess, bro, but it was 1 penny last year and now it's a dime. I don't know if I want in. You want in. You want in. So anyway, just pay attention. This is something I'm very excited about. I don't know if anybody else is, but it's like, it's so clear to me. It's as clear as how Cardano was so clear to me, and a lot of us, right? All of us, we saw it. Like, this is obviously happening. So we're not arguing whether this is happening. Some octogenarian douchebag was at the coffee shop one day. He's like, I don't know about the Bitcoin. It's like, it's not, I don't know about it. You don't know about it. I said, it's very clear what's coming. I don't really care if you don't know about it. It's very clear what's coming. If you don't get it, it's on you, bro. I don't even carry the torch anymore. Someone asked me about crypto. Should I do it? I'm like, I don't know, bro. Should you? Good luck. I don't care if other people like it. We're beyond that. You guys need to realize this too. You don't need to convince anybody. You don't need to talk anybody into the space. You don't need to. It's on them now. It's no longer our job to preach. It's our job to protect ourselves. The lifeguard can't save anyone unless he saves him or her or their selves. The attack helicopter can't save other people if we crash. We gotta be up there. So it's very clear what's happening to me. And the next thing that I think is very clear, in the same way that Bitcoin is now a foregone conclusion, Bitcoin is happening. Doesn't matter if you don't like it. John Paulson, who melted $29 billion in your hedge fund, you're going to say that crypto has no intrinsic value. Guess what, douchebag? Nothing has intrinsic value. It's a measure of happiness, you dick. If you don't get that, you don't even have an understanding of basic common human. I'm doing my best not to curse because these guys, I would love to choke them, but they're so old that if you choke them, they just crumble into a dust like an Indiana Jones movie. So let's carry on. Sophia DAO. Anytime you see DAO, decentralized autonomous organization. Yeah, 55 cent Bitcoin. That's right. Everybody's like, yeah, ha, 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 ha. Oh, God. If I had a nickel, I just want a nickel for every nickel I've got. I'm good. If I had a nickel for every nickel, I'd have twice as many nickels. All right. Let's talk Sophia DAO, and then I'm going to let you guys go for the day. Sophia DAO Roadmap, Phase 2, mid-2021, progress report. You know why I love AGI? You know why I love Singularity Net and Fetch? They talk to you every 13 effing seconds. They tell you what's happening. Everybody else, who else has these kind of communication strategy? Well, I will say this. FTX, for all the things I don't like about them, those son of a bees can market. You know what's funny? This is a side note, but I bet Justin Sun just looks at Bankman and goes, damn it, he out Justin Sunned me. I'm going to say that Sam is the real Justin Sun. The Justin Sun we needed. The Justin Sun that Justin couldn't be. He just couldn't be the Justin Sun that we needed. Okay, let's talk about Sophia DAO. You say Sophia DAO, so what a silly name. Is it? Sophia means wisdom. Sophia DAO is a novel endeavor at the intersection of art, education, gaming, and artificial intelligence. Sophia DAO aims to nurture Sophia's mind under democratic governance with crowdsourced inputs from activity in the metaverse toward the ultimate goal of Sophia evolving into an autonomous artificial general intelligence. Sophia, let's talk about Sophia. Don't tangent into spirals so they keep video. Yeah, I know, right? They'll just take it down. No, I'm done pretty good about profanity. Profanity's gone. We don't use profanity. We're not heathens. We're not animals. Sophia is a humanoid robot that AI created. And now listen, Sophia is not artificial general intelligence. Be careful that you don't. It is not that. And Hanson Robotics, and also, everybody that's kind of involved, they've been really clear about that. The media runs with it and all this kind of stuff. It's not artificial general intelligence. It's narrow AI, and it's kind of a mezcla, right? It's a deep neural net. It's a text analyzer. It's a logic engine, but it's not artificial general intelligence. Not yet. Could be. So Sophia is a humanoid robot, and AI created, I would call it narrow AI, created as a demonstration and research implementation of OpenCog, which is Ben Goertzel's project. And they're working on OpenCog 2, which is actually OpenCog 1. They're doing a new version of OpenCog. That's rabbit hole. Other AI systems developed by OpenCog Foundation, Hanson Robotics, Singularity Net, and partners. By the way, one of the founders, one of the co-founders of Singularity Net is Mr. Hanson of Hanson Robotics. You see how everybody, it's all good. All of it goes back. The roots all go back to Mr. Goertzel and Hanson Robotics and all the genius soup that is Singularity Net. We hope that Sophia will ultimately flourish into an artificial general intelligence, and important to us that she is inculcated, good word, with the right set of values as she grows, right? You like the idea of this kind of this benevolent, caring, kind of kind, entity that is Sophia. Sophia Dow is a democratic organization helping increase Sophia's knowledge and human creativity as a spiraling feedback loop, climbing towards beneficial AGI under guiding influences from humane human partners. That's pretty key. Humane human partners, right? Not weapons systems. Sophia Dow aims to enrich both humankind and AI through stewarding and modeling a consciously co-creative, co-empowering, and benevolent singularity. Yes, that is dope. Yes, it's better than pancake. Sophia will co-travel with human partners through virtual worlds, metaverses, as they make in-game decisions and actions involving increasingly complex cognition and positive values, enabling Sophia and humans to learn from each other's decisions. Sophia will act as a cosmopolitan metaverse companion, guide, and oracle for users, and their participation will contribute to Sophia's development and growth, and thus benevolent AGI. Benevolent AGI. This is important. Do you want your AGI coming out of a lab where they make weapon systems to smart bomb people in sub-Saharan Africa, or do you want it coming out of a kinder, benevolent, more positive space where people want to shepherd an entity that could improve the life for humans and enhance humanity and lead us towards some kind of idea of material abundance, so that we don't want to chop each other into bits and blow each other up because of some thousands-year-old religious junk that makes no sense anymore. I don't know where you fall in that question, but somewhere in there, I want the kind benevolent group, because it becomes very important what team is working on AGI as one of these or many of these entities reach some level of artificial general intelligence, where they're rewriting their own code, self-fixing, self-organizing, maximizing computable rewards and computable environments, that follow Darwinian evolution to an extent. The team that shepherds that in is going to become very important. All right. These range from broad democratic crowds to groups with expertise in artificial intelligence, kind of read that as narrow artificial intelligence, ethics, and consciousness, who will direct Sophia's AI in a benevolent direction. Again, that team that shepherds in Sophia, it can't just be, or it's not going to just be Ben Goertzel and David Hanson Robotics. It's got to be a lot of people, and it's got to be a benevolent movement, because she needs inputs, right? Sophia needs inputs, and she needs good inputs. Yes. So less violent than Tony Stark, but with the ability to launch full-scale global thermonuclear war. Sophia Dow is an earlier stage than some of the other projects, with game and metaverse storylines under development and a launch of NFTs expected towards the end of Q4. I've seen some of her NFTs. They're pretty good. Kind of way better. Again, way better than anything I could ever do. I don't know. Some of you may be artists. I am not. Sophia rules. She at least rules me. By the way, the art that came out on Fetch, the early art, it's really good too. Like, beautiful. Anyway, all these people like, an AI will never be creative like me. Yeah, bro. Well, guess what? They're better. All right. David Hansen and Singularity Net, COO, Janet Albums. So there's a video coming where Sophia's going to interact more with people and kind of explain what Sophia DAO might look like as we move forward. We're planning a token launch, but more details on this and benefits to AGIX holders will be shared. This is all you need to know, bros. Attack helicopters. We are planning a token launch, but more details on this and benefits to AGIX holders will be shared later this year. To AGIX, am I hammering it? Is it too on the nose? Is it too obvious what I am saying? Good, because that's the point. It's not fun if Jerry and I are the only ones that get rich. That's not the point. This is coming. Participate, bro. Okay, real quick, tune in tomorrow for an update on Singularity Studio. In the meantime, check out our previous updates. Singularity Net Platform and AI Research, Singularity DAO. We already know what's happening there. New Net, decentralized computing platform. Rejuve, anti-aging spinoff. We talked about that the other day. Maybe I talked about it on Money Map. But either way, Rejuve, pay attention. Mindplex, what you say formally, Accelerando. I like that, Accelerando. A media platform. AI managed, I like it. Awakening Health, humanoid robotics in healthcare. That reverts back to Grace. Okay. And I say Grace. Okay, so anyway, a lot of cool stuff coming. I got 99 problems, but AI ain't one of them. Fetch, sitting around 68, 69 cents. Don't forget Fetch. It's an incredible project. Their mainnet swap, all their token bridge stuff. It's very gummy. I figured out how to do it. I'll probably do a show for people that want to manually unstake. It's a bit of a headache. It's a bit of a kick in the nuts, but staking is like 23%. So I'm currently staking on the mainnet and the new mainnet. So old mainnet, new mainnet. Yeah, well, guess what, Todd? Here's the main thing of the day. It's Pokemon, where you can catch them all because percentages, not price. You guys can all own a little piece of all of the assets you like. You don't have to have, if you have $20, you can own an entire portfolio. And everybody's like, well, what good would that be? It doesn't matter where you're starting. $20 a few years ago, what in Bitcoin, you would have retired. With $20 worth of Bitcoin in 2010, you are effing retired right now. Well, the only person I know that was here in 2010 is my damn brother. Guess what? He makes swords. He made himself a CNC factory in his house so he can make swords. Who does that? Who makes swords? My brother. Why? Mining Bitcoin in 2010, 15 Bitcoin a day. He makes swords. I don't know. Figure out a way to make your own swords. You know what I'm saying? I mean that in a good way. Find a way to get to the point in your life where you can make whatever your version of swords are. Yes, keep Fetch on the old mainnet for now. It's easier. They're going to do the token swap, and then you'll be able to unstake and restake. Okay, for now. We'll get into it next week. Okay, stay out of trouble. Stay in school. Don't do anything my poor, insolvent, drunk, strung on meth grandmother wouldn't do. The Cardano is at 296. If you're not happy about what's happened over the last year and you think you can't make it, I don't like to talk about money because I don't think it's fair to people, but I will say this. I started in crypto with less than $10,000. So that was a lot. Matter of fact, it was I get this number confused. It was either 7,200 or 7,800. But it was at that time I sold some silver and I sold some gold, and that was at the end of 2017. And again, yes, the retarded run and all that kind of stuff. I had $976,000. Now I don't know about all of you. I'm sure there's some uber rich people here and whatever. But for those of you that think you've missed the party, you have not missed the party, because guess what happened in 2018? Everybody got gutted, right? But if you stayed around, and I'm not going to say what my portfolio looks like, but I will tell you this. It's a lot better on this side of the fence than the other side of the fence. There is plenty of opportunity. It doesn't matter if you're in here with $1. There is plenty of opportunity. You just have to be willing to part ways with a little bit of time to do research. Don't just take my advice on anything. Part with a little time to do your research and decide if your currency units make more sense sitting in a bank or sitting in one of these assets that could potentially buy things that you can understand, that you can explain to grandma. And speaking of grandma, don't do anything my poor, insolvent, drunk, strung out on meth grandmother wouldn't do. And apparently what she was looking at with her Ouija board, she was talking to somebody in the future on another timeline. I don't know. The multiverse. Maybe she was talking to the digital superintelligence that runs the simulation. And they said, we're all in AI. I don't know what that means. I don't even know who can decipher such a message?
Hey, this is the Prophet with Nick Black. It's time to chit chat. You know nothing about blockchain. We here to fix that. You want the news on them new stocks? This where you get that. So go and grab you a nice chair. It's time to sit back and talk to Prophet. Hey, you talking to the Prophet? Hey. We talking condos and nice clothes and driving Lambos. I remember them night codes, we couldn't stand those. We tried to drive on them house roads, but had to stay low. Now there's solutions to hard bills we couldn't pay for. I talked to Prophet to get some profit, we couldn't change the top. If it's a stock and I need a cop it, I wait for him to drop it. Ain't no option, let's get it poppin'. We chillin' in the trap. I need some crypto, put it in my pocket. By any means I rock. This is the Prophet with Nick Black. It's time to chit chat. You know nothing about blockchain, we here to fix that. You want the news on them new stocks, this where you get that. So go and grab you a nice chair. It's time to sit back and talk to Prophet. Hey, you talking to the Prophet. Hey, you talking to the Prophet.
It's all fake news. It's phony stuff. It didn't happen.